When was the last time you had a 4-week vacation? Okay, when was the last time you had a 2-week vacation? All right, when was the last time you had a vacation? Hi, this is Randy Kirk at Small Business Daily. We're going to be talking about the number one reason that we started this show. And that is, we think small business owners should have more vacations than their employees and than employees in general. You own the company. You should be able to go as much as you want. Spend tons and tons of time seeing whatever it is or doing whatever it is you like to do as a vacation. If you think this is a great topic for the show, would you please press the like button, because that tells me that you like this kind of topic. And then would you comment below and tell me right now how long ago it was you took your last real vacation and for how many weeks? Okay, that'll just, again, it'll be a great survey. Wouldn't it be kind of fun? In fact, I think I'm going to put that up on Twitter, see what happens there too. All right, so let's talk about vacations. I love vacations. I realize that vacations are the thing that I remember the most about in my life. I don't remember the day-to-day. I remember the vacation to New York City. I remember the vacation. Well, I've been on, let's see, where have I been in just the last 3 years? I've been to Singapore, I've been to Seoul, I've been to Tokyo, I've been to London, I've been to Oxford, I've been to Rome, I've been to the Greek Isles, I've been to, it goes on and on. I'm sorry, I'd be boring you to tears here. Washington, D.C., Hawaii. I'm going to Hawaii this week. Okay, so I'm not going to bore you anymore, but I am going to throw in a couple of my Hawaii vacation pictures. I'll show you a few more of my relaxing in Kauai, just to let you know that I'm not playing. So here we go. Okay. Vacations, they're incredible. It's what you remember. When you get old, like me, you remember vacations. They are incredibly stressful sometimes, but there's studies that show that because it's a different kind of stress, it's what makes you so relaxed and so excited about being back after the vacation to go into the real world again, if you do it right, okay? 3-day vacations are great if that's something that you do between your 3-week vacations. But doing it right, getting away from the office, getting away from everything, and getting out and doing things that you like to do in new locales and fun places is the kinds of stuff that you should be working towards, not wondering how you'll ever be able to do it again. All right, so a little quick story on vacations. My first real job interview. I didn't really want to work for this company, but I was repping them, and the owner of the company wanted me to come in and become sales and marketing director. I fought it, but I finally put together a list of things that he asked me to. He said, would you put a list together of the things that you would require? And I said, okay, I'll put a list together. So on the list, I put 5 weeks vacation. I was 24. I put 5 weeks vacation. No, not after 3 years, not after 5 years. 5-week vacations from year one. And he said yes. And as a result, that's been kind of my norm for my entire career. I have taken 5 weeks vacation pretty much every single year of the 40-something years that I've been running companies. So how do I get away for 5 weeks? Well, number one, you got to delegate, of course. Delegation's critical to be able to get away for 5 weeks at a time. Number two, you've got to trust the people you delegate. So you've got to be quite confident that they're going to be able to handle it while you're gone. And number three, you got to really want to find out what they do when you're gone. You want to test them. If they can do what you need them to do for 5 weeks, imagine how many more 5-week vacations you can take, okay? So it's critical. Number two, it should be something that you use for goal setting. I've talked about this on many of my videos, that I see lots of companies that are stuck at $65,000 or $75,000 a year. Now that's okay. It's not bad. But do you know that the college graduates are coming out at $60,000 a year to start? That's only $30 an hour. So you should be making more than $60,000 or $75,000 a year. You should be making at least six figures, and probably well into the six figures if you're running a small business. You've got all this education. You've got all this sweat equity that you've put in the company. You've probably invested real cash. You've had times when you couldn't pay yourself. You should be making more than you would make as a graduating college student. Okay, so why do you need to make more? Well, maybe you're perfectly happy with the house and the car and your lifestyle, but maybe you're not taking those vacations. What will it take in terms of income? What will it take in terms of training people and getting people prepared so that you can get out of town? Yesterday, if you go back, you'll find that I gave you a bunch of different ways to save money. And I'm thinking that if you go back and look at that, you can save enough money from what I suggested you do. I'm going to just put it out there. I think you could save $10,000 a year between your personal and your company. You can save $10,000 a year by just going back and looking at yesterday's video. Now you'll have $10,000 a year to spend on your vacation. Okay. Is that a good deal? All right. Put in the comments if you think that's a good deal, or if you didn't push like before, push like now. Okay. So you're getting your people trained, getting them prepared for you to go on a long vacation. And you're letting them know that's your plan. You're going to be gone. It doesn't have to be 5 weeks. Trust me. Maybe the first one's 2. Maybe the first one's 3. But you're going to go frequently on these vacations. And so you're preparing them. You're letting them know, we need you to be in a place where I don't even have to call in. I'm not even going to contact you while I'm gone because I want to see what you can do. I trust you. I believe you can handle it. But this will be a test. We want to see what does take place. And if I call in every day, there's no test. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to call in at all. So that's part of the deal. Okay. Now, what are the benefits? Why besides these are your memories, besides your family will love you for it, besides the fact that you're going to have a great time and do things that you don't otherwise do, there's massive benefits to your business. And what are those massive benefits? For the time that you're away, and 2 weeks is enough. If you're gone out for 2 weeks, when you come back, you will be so filled with energy. You will be so filled with ideas. You will be so ready to go out and knock down the walls in order to get things done compared to the way you were before you left, that you will immediately say, I got to keep doing this. Now, a little warning. Not necessarily the first day. Not everybody comes back and on day one, they feel that way. There's something called the vacation hangover, where the day you come back, it's like, well, I kind of like putting my feet up in Maui, and so you might have a vacation hangover, but at some point, maybe it's the second day, maybe it's even the afternoon of the first day, you might be just charged up and ready to go. I would prepare yourself for that kind of a response. Maybe you already know your personality. For me, the ideas start flowing on the airplane ride home. I get out the pad or I get out my cell phone on my notes and I'm recording because the ideas are flowing because I've emptied my mind for that period of time. And the ideas are just blowing into my mind and I want to get them down on paper. So commonly on the flight home is when they're really hitting me. And then by the time I get in on the first morning, I want to execute those ideas because I've just written them down and they're like, oh boy, let's go do them. So this, can you imagine? I'm going to make another crazy bold statement. I'm going to say that if you just spent $10,000 on your vacation, that if you allow your mind to be completely empty in a good way, and you allow your brain to do the work so that you have these ideas and these approaches and these methods and this energy when you come back, that you will pay for the vacation within the first 30 days that you're back. I know it sounds crazy. I'm going to tell you it's going to work, is because you're going to come back and those ideas are going to get you that next client or those next 3 clients. Or those ideas are going to create the products and the services that are going to up the amount that you're getting from your current clients. Are those ideas are going to allow you to enter an entire new market that you haven't been in before? Or those ideas are going to allow you to manifest a new way of talking about a product that you already have that's going to cause people to sell more of it, or going to cause them to desire it in a greater way. Maybe it'll be a new mission statement. Maybe it'll be a new way to organize your office. Maybe it'll be a new way to do processes and procedures that have been getting in your way. Maybe it's a new way to fix a problem that's been hanging over you for 6 months because you allowed your mind to be free and the idea just came into your mind, because that's how our brains work. This concept works on overnight too. If you're thinking about something when you go to bed and you write it down, sometimes you wake up in the morning with the solution. So this is something that you could do on an overnight basis. But again, after a very, 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 very long history of going on very long vacations, I can tell you that, at least for me and for other people I know, and the research bears it out, if you go on that vacation, you're going to come back with solutions, opportunities, ideas, creativity, energy, enthusiasm, a new spirit, a new way to look at your company. One last thing. Before email and texting, it was possible to leave town for 4 weeks, 5 weeks. For me, it was possible for me, possible for other people I know, to have left town and never connected with the business at all during the time that I was out of town or these people were out of town. It may not be true for you today. It isn't true for me today. I acknowledge, and I want you to feel good about this, is that you may have to spend 15 or 30 minutes each day or every other day looking at your emails, looking at your texts, because we're in a world where our connections are direct rather than through our employees. So 25 years ago, my employees had connections with my most important customers, my most important suppliers, et cetera, et cetera. And so they knew to call those employees, or they went through the switchboard anyway, so it was going to go on to an employee. Today, that just isn't true. We have a lot of our connections on a direct basis. So try to organize it in such a way as you minimalize it. Some trips, I've been on a cruise 2 years ago. There was no way on that cruise ship that I could connect by email or text every day. Sometimes we just weren't in a great place. So on that trip, I just waited till I was in a great place, and then I would take 15 or 30 minutes to make sure there wasn't something nutty going on back home with one of my clients that needed to be dealt with immediately. But that's just a thought for you. Don't feel guilty. Make sure that you have an understanding with your spouse and children that you will have to spend a little bit of time, maybe on a daily basis, maybe every other day, doing a little email and texting. But keep it to the minimum, and maybe to every other day if you can work that out. Anyway, vacations. This show, our goal is for you to have more money, take more money home to your family, spend less time at the office, and go on more vacations. So I thought it was probably time to do an entire show about vacations. This is Randy Kirk at Small Business Daily.